Hello, hello, and thank you for coming along and tuning in. And it would be awesome if you could give us a thumbs up along the way. And if you're watching the replay, to put in replay, because it just gives us jollies to know who's tuning in. So, let me just move some things out of the road. So our lungs, that's where we house our grief, our sadness, detachment, melancholy. So have you ever felt as though you were, you've lost a loved one, or if you're like me, you've lost a pet, and you feel so sad that it's really hard to breathe? And that's common because we feel all of this in our lungs and heart area. So what sort of things affect our heart? Well, stress. Who's ever been stressed? Not me. I'm never stressed. Poor sleep. Oh, I've been really good at poor sleep for several years now. I have good sleeps and then I have crappy sleeps. But if also hate, impatience, lack of enthusiasm, lack of vitality, low moods, and despair all affect our heart. So what affects our spleen and our pancreas? Well, things like tension, concern, discouragement, emptiness, distrust, anxious feelings, and overthinking. And because they're areas that, actually, if I shrink this down, hello, no, yep. What does the spleen do? It controls the level of white blood cells, red blood cells, the platelets. They're the small cells that form blood clots. And it screens the blood and removes any old damaged red blood cells. And if the spleen doesn't work properly, it may start to remove healthy blood cells. And that's what happened to my two brothers. Both my brothers have had their spleens removed because faulty spleens turn up in our lineage. The pancreas has dual roles. It helps with digestion and also our endocrine system. And so part of the digestion is it produces the enzymes to help us digest the food and especially protein. And the endocrine system helps with makes the hormone insulin, which helps control our blood sugar levels. So think of diabetes. Their pancreas is usually not working optimally. And then kidneys, fear, insecurity, weak willpower. The kidneys actually are our filters. They remove the waste products from the blood and they produce urine. And they also help to control blood pressure. So I'll share my story a bit later on, but these were the two books. I initially was going through chronic fatigue, which then turned up as a thyroid issue, which then became a blood pressure issue. And the doctor said, oh, once you have an autoimmune issue, you usually get more. And I didn't like that story. So I started looking to write a different story. And these were two of my favorite books at the time. But I still have them. They're still here. Get referred to often. And then Roseanne challenged us lately and introduced this one, which I have at the moment. So they're available in other places. But towards the end, I'll show you about another book and an app. Okay, so Roseanne, I would like to hand over to you and you can tell us about stomach, please. Hello.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Gotta love it. Thank you, Lee, for doing the slides as well. My computer is challenging me. Yeah, so the stomach is actually associated with your solar plexus for your chakra, which is your body's powerhouse. So, if you clogged and powerless and full of anger, you're not digesting things. So it's repetitive thinking of the habits. You know, you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you're not getting any results. So what do? Well, you start. Oh, yep. So the digestion is the ability to absorb what you need to eliminate. So what do you need, both physically and psycho-emotionally? So have a look at that. You know, is there something that's challenging in your life? So is there shame? Is there judgment? Do you feel like you can't make that change? And is it something that's no longer serving you? You know, you have to do it because mum told you had to do it, or you have to do it because your husband says. So it's about empowering you to do it. So having a healthy digestion also means you're being able to receive the nourishment from food and others. And so it also lets you to be self-nurtured. So yeah, that's what I was saying. Absorb what you need, love what you want. Without those, there cannot be any constant craving, a longing to fill hidden needs, or a strong denial and rejection of those needs. So, indigestion. Indigestion, yeah. What happens with indigestion is worry and stress as much as the wrong foods. So the stomach is where you harbour your worry. So just remember, your stomach is your first brain, not up here, down here. So whatever's happening down here will then come up and affect up the top. So the digestive enzymes are churning with the anxious feelings. So that you can no longer stomach them. So you want to bring it back up. So that's where that comes from. Yeah. I'm actually saying all that instead, aren't I? So what issues are you swallowing that make it sour? So are you holding back? Are you not having that voice that you need? So is your heart burning up about something that somebody's done to you, or something that you cannot release? So with the nausea, it's making you feel emotionally repulsed. It's a part of yourself that you're rejecting. So it's always about how you need to accept what's happening so that you can actually move past that.
Awesome. Thank you. And
Okay, can I add the oils for that, Lee?
you certainly can, because
Yeah,
I only done the stomach section for you. I didn't get to do the others.
Yeah, no. So with the stomach one, I found that the fennel is the oil of responsibility. So think about your stomach is responsible. So your stomach's responsible for your whole body. So the fennel aids that. So it takes away the shame, the judgment. It gives you the courage to change what no longer serves you. It helps you to make that change. The oregano, oh sorry, I didn't turn that, oregano, whatever you want to call it, helps you to remove the blocks of those limiting beliefs, because you know we were told you're not allowed to leave the table until you've eaten everything. What about those starving children over in Africa? So that just stays there. Oh, I've got to eat it. Or, you know, you're no good for this, or you're no good for that. So it helps you to release that part of you as well. The other oil really good for that is frankincense. So your frankincense is your universal love. So it brings in the wisdom and the certainty that you require, you know, like, because you know what you need to do to get your gut right. Why aren't we doing it? Because we need to have that universal love. We need to be able to feel protected, and we need to make sure that what we're doing is for us, nobody else. And it also helps the overall cellular function in our body. So, you know, the blood-brain barrier to get into the cell, that's what it does. Thanks, Lee.
My pleasure. Thank you for all that info. Brenda.
I know too much.
No?
Okay. My turn?
Yep, your turn.
Okay. Okay, guys. So the one I am doing is sore ankles. So who out there has ended up having a sore ankle sometime through their lives? I am guaranteed almost everyone has. So the best thing about ankles, the ankles enable your entire body to stand upright. So they're a very important part of your body. Support is the key word when it comes to ankles, as they support your entire body. So it helps you stand upright, keeps your posture, all that sort of stuff. As the ankles are essential to your uprightness, they tend to collapse when you have a sense of being held upright. A sense of being held upright also collapses. So if you're not feeling like you're not being supported or anything like that, you will probably find that your ankles will start hurting because you haven't got that support, because your ankle supports your whole body. So a couple of things to look at if you've got a sore ankle. Are your beliefs being questioned? Because everyone's beliefs at time in their life do get questions, because that's just human nature. That's what they do. People do. That you have lost your support system. Probably the common one with this one. So if you've lost your partner, or even a dog, if you've got a dog or an animal and everything like that, there's so many support animals out there, and you feel let down because you've lost that support. Do you feel cast adrift? Go unguarded to stand on? Do you feel weighed down by difficulties or feelings throughout your life? Can you lighten your load? So are you, oh, hang on, yep, sorry. Indicate a very deep conflict about the ground you are standing on and support for where you are going. Do you need to go in a new direction? Are you resisting the change? Are you questioning your underlying beliefs? What has damaged your ability to stand for yourself? So what's happened in your life that makes you feel like you can't be yourself? What does the broken ankle enable you to do? What does a broken ankle stop you from doing? So what can you achieve? What's when you've got a broken ankle, what's it stopping you from doing? And with a broken ankle, what does it enable do? Is it able you to stop a little bit, take some time for yourself, read a book that you've always wanted to? Have you finally reached your breaking point and can no longer go on, no longer stand something or someone? So has someone really annoyed you, or a situation in your life? Has it really annoyed you and you've just had enough and you're at your breaking point? Indicates a lack of flexibility for the direction you are going in. So are you being pulled in different directions? I think we've all felt like that in times in our life. Probably more so with family and with friends, and so one family member might want you to go and do this and another family might want you to do. So you're sitting there going, which way am I going to go? Do you need to change the direction in your life? Are you happy with what's going on in your life? Are you happy with your job? If not, maybe you might have to look at a new direction. There's lots of things out there that you can change direction with. Maybe you might not be happy in your marriage. Might be something or anything. What needs to be untwisted, unraveled, or redirected? Has your support system been questioned or undermined? So sprained ankles or twisted ankles indicate a holding of emotional energy, and an emotional holding or resistance to let go. I think we've all felt that at times, that's for sure. So swollen ankles. Now this is one thing I can relate to. My right ankle was always really swollen. I know I had it damaged really badly when I was young, but yes.
What essential oils or natural solutions do you use to support any of your ankle issues?
Oh, ice blue. I swear by ice blue. I've got the oil, and lemongrass is really good for the inflammation. So I'm
So
always putting those on there, and kabaya.
fiber. So lemongrass is the oil of cleansing, but to me it's also the oil of letting go. Would you,
Yeah.
even though you put it on what's the injured part, would you also maybe inhale it while you ask yourself some of those deep questions you shared with us?
Yeah, I would for sure. Sit there, put a couple of drops in your hands, our natural diffuser, your hands, and just breathe it in and just sit there and contemplate what's going on in my life, or what needs to be changed, what I'm not happy with, and hopefully that helps you to move forward and give you a bit of stability, and it will stabilize your ankles, and because that's what your ankle's all about, is stabilizing your body, so stabilize your mind a little bit as well.
Yeah, good. Thank you. So this one Brenda also has is a few slides on our back and pain in our back.
So I got a question for everyone. Who out there has had a bad back at some time in their life? Whether they've bent the wrong way, they've pinched a nerve, they've just, yep. I've lived with it. My husband lives with a pretty bad back. He broke it quite a while ago, his back and neck. But he's good, he's out, it doesn't let him stop him. So I know a bit about back pain. So issues, so with upper, middle, and lower back pain, issues of survival are connected to the back. Okay, the backbone of the family, earning a living, carrying your own weight, or standing on your own. And I think we all feel that, earning a living, especially these days, things are getting hard and all that sort of stuff. So, and supporting the family, especially if you've got young kids. And even if you've got elderly people, if you've got to support them financially and emotionally and stuff like that, it can make a big difference. And it puts a lot of weight on you. Am I being supported or being let down? Can translate to back pain or weakness. So your back supports you through everything. Can you stand up for yourself and walk tall, or become bowed and bent over by the weight of your burdens? And I think we have all felt like that at some time in our life. And I think it's something we can all relate to. Is there someone or something putting pressure on you? Do you feel overloaded in life? I can say what we've all felt that. So your upper back, where we store repressed anger, rage, resentment, feeling of guilt, shame, or fear. Even people get put there, memories of feelings to do with someone you want to push away, deny, or ignore. I'm guaranteed we've always had someone that's really annoyed us and we just want to ignore them and move on, or family members, friends. Just I can relate to all of this. It's just, are you turning your back on someone or something? Energy moves from the heart to the shoulder and down the arms. Do you feel as if you have your back up against the wall? Are you up against difficulties? So if you can put your hand up for any of those, don't be ashamed of it. It's life. We've all had to deal with it. And the best saying I find, I ask people, are you okay? Sometimes you just need to chat to someone and it makes you feel better. So next slide, Lee.
Yep, it's up.
Oh, middle back? Oh, sorry. I didn't even see it flick over. Oh, sorry. Have a laugh. That's a good way to release stuff too. So your middle back allows you to bend and move in different directions, representing your ability to be physical and emotional with your physical and emotional flexibility. So how about you? I pinched a nerve in my middle back one time and I could not move very well at all. So Sorry, that's my husband. I'll bring him back later. Difficulties will reflect in inner stiffness or holding on due to fear or inability to move with events. So I know about you, when you're done your back, you probably want to go out that weekend. You can't go anywhere because your back's too sore, so you've got to stay home. But we have some oils that will help out with that, so they're absolutely amazing. This area is about decision making, sorry. So make decisions, find out what's the best way, and it will help you be a bit more flexible in your life. Indicates that you are locked in decisions, caught between your own needs and demand from others. Do you need to reset yourself and make your needs known? I think yes. Resentment is also found in the middle back. I think we've all could have felt that at some time in our life. Do you tend to let people walk all over you? I used to, but I don't do it anymore. My hand's up for that one. I'll be honest. Don't be ashamed. So, next one, Lee. So your lower back. So the lower back expresses all the weight and responsibilities of being human. It supports the weight from above, just as you carry the weight and responsibilities of the world. So if you have no support, this part of your back may give way. I felt that 2 weeks ago. So things were getting on top of me. So my lower back went on me. This area has to do with survival, security, and self-support. If you are feeling insecure and feeling unable to meet other people's expectations, when the pressure may be felt, then the pressure may be felt in the lower back. Is there another one, Lee? Yep, there it is. Have you tried asking for help at any time? Don't ever feel ashamed to ask for help. To me, I always have a saying, it takes a stronger person to ask for help than to struggle along. So it's harder to ask for help sometimes. So ask for help. Just do it. Don't be ashamed of it. Is someone being a pain in the back because they are causing you more work when you really need their help? So I reckon that could happen at work a few times. You probably work with some people and go, oh, stop being annoying. Will you just get in and give me a hand? So are you feeling particularly vulnerable? Do you want to curl up and hide? So I pretty much put my hands up for all these. I was reading through this and I went, yep, I've been through all this. If your lower back is hurting, do you feel let down in some way? Do you doubt your ability to support yourself? I think there's a lot of people out there feeling like that at the moment. People are tight for money, so with everything that's going on. Are you feeling isolated? Are you trying too much in life? As the nerves here can create pain and numbing sensation in your feet and legs, affecting your movement to move forward. So the back has a big impact on a lot of lives, and there's a lot of reasons. And I hope any of you have been able to sit there and think, well, that might explain this, why I've had a sore lower back, or a small middle back, or a small upper back. Because all these, when I was reading it, it almost brought me to tears, because I'm sitting there going, so many people suffer from so many of these things in their lives. But I'm hoping that this has given you some indication of areas that you might be able to fix in your life to make your back feel better. So, and some of the oils that I use for this, it's the same as what I use for my ankle, except for a couple of others. Ice Blue, Kabaya, and Aroma Touch are my go-tos when I'm in pain with my back. I find them absolutely amazing, and they're my go-to for my husband's back as well. So, and I find 1 or 2 drops of Aroma Touch, a pea-sized bit of Ice Blue, and a drop of Kabaya works amazing. It helps with the pain, inflammation, the whole lot. So, and guaranteed within the next probably a couple of hours or even half a day, I'm back up and I'm feeling really good because I've been able to sit back, relax, put my oils on, and just take time for myself.
Awesome.
That makes a big difference when you start putting yourself first and what's important to you first. But don't ever feel ashamed of anything. Always, we've all gone through, I think, at least half of everything that I've just read out. So
good. Thank you.
thank you, guys.
Okay, so my turn. So a lot of you go, oh, she's used to being here and speaking up. But speaking here is different to speaking up when in different situations. Sometimes in speaking up to get family members to help you with something, or for a lot of us, it's an inability to confront situations. There's a lot of people with thyroid issues are very good at going and doing more stuff for everybody else. And it can often, some of the emotions that can be experienced will be feeling humiliated or overwhelmed, or Roseanne said before, shameful, unworthy, or powerless. And I'd been through going from being a business person to being a mum was a big change for me. I loved every minute of it, and I'm more suited to being a mum. But there were just a lot of challenges that were going on in our lives at that time. And so I end up with thyroid, and then I end up with blood pressure. And then, as I mentioned, I didn't like that journey the doctor was talking about. So let's make some changes. So with the lovely book I'll share in a moment, it'll tell us the emotional root of the ailments. And the thyroid is the center of self-acceptance, self-value, and ability to control life. And I think there's probably a lot more of thyroid cases at the moment because a lot of people are feeling as though they can't control their life, either work situations or their mortgage. But so have a bit of a deeper look. And are you able to speak for yourself, speak out, ask for what you need, the help you need, or even if you don't like something, because boundaries is a big issue for a lot of people, putting up your own boundaries. Does your partner make all the decisions? Do you always put other people first, even denying your own needs? Ask yourself, am I rejecting myself? Do I accept my intrinsic worth and value? And so some of the oils, where's my O gone? Some of the oils that help with helping to speak out, lavender is the oil of communication. So using lavender helps us to speak up, but also basil and aroma touch, and even digestion or Zengest, because a lot of what goes on, as Roseanne said, what goes on in our gut affects our emotions and affects our brain. So my favorite book these days, and it's also an app that I have on my phone, is this Essential Emotions. It's as a book and an app available in 11 different languages. And to get your own copy, if you go to essentialemotions.com. I'm using it all the time on the, actually I love the app on the phone because it has their, let's say if I've experienced overwhelm often, then it gets me to look deeper. What am I trying to control? Do I trust that help outside myself is readily available? It invites you to declare, I am now perfectly supported in every moment. All things now work together for my good. And it gets you to visualize while you're inhaling the essential oil of your choice, see the white light flooding into your heart and supporting your spine and lower back. And I love to journal, so I will do that work and then I will journal. What am I feeling? Where am I feeling it? What's that feeling like? Is that what's the texture of that feeling? Is it rough? Is it smooth? What color is it? And just really get in there and connect with my body. And I'm finding lots of times just by that connecting with my body, things will just I end up with a different perspective on what's going on. So I invite you to tune into your body and find out what it's telling you. And then feel free to take a screenshot of this and reach out for help. Because as you know from tonight with what the girls have shared, we've all been through our own learning opportunities, and we've learned ways to help ourselves with all of these challenges. And I'm happy to say that most of the time the blood pressure's good, the thyroid's good, and I'm very aware these days when I start allowing things to let my blood boil again, and I go and stop and address that. So any questions? We have about 1 minute left before our Zoom closes down. So any questions? Thanks, girls. That was fabulous information.
So just one question, Lee. I do have the book, but the app on the phone would be great. So is that just through the Play Store?
Correct. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
that's how I got it. Try there, and if not, we can come up with plan B or C.
Yeah.
Roseanne, I got a question for you. You said
Yes.
fennel. Do you ingest that, or do you put it in a diffuser, or both?
No, I put it in a little capsule because I do like the Zengest, but I don't get as much out of it. I do the ginger, oregano, and fennel, and I put 3 drops of each into a capsule, and I take that. And then with the Zengest, I just put 2 drops into my belly button.
Oh, I'll have to give that a go.
Yeah, it works amazingly well. But I also, when I'm